Hi everyone, it's Lauren Morales here, working on Project 10. So this is counterfactual identity. Okay, so I'm just supposed to talk about what it was like being in another identity's shoes, and my thoughts on social media, and yeah. Okay, so my counterfactual identity was Almeth Russell, Almeth as in almond and method. That was interesting. He has been a character, as I say up there, that I've worked on for a couple of years now, and so kind of bringing him to life on Facebook was a little weird because I had to actually find pictures of him, and he mainly existed in drawings. So actually finding pictures of him that looked like him was interesting because I had some followers who had known the original drawing. So it was fun. I got to explore his character more and his speech patterns. It's a lot more different than having been writing a back and forth dialogue between two fake characters, because you have to factor in the kind of randomness and not being able to plan what other people say, because I got a lot of people interacting with me. I didn't take screenshots of them all because they were just, I don't know, I just didn't get all the screenshots I could. Um, but yeah, it was really interesting with them. I mean, at one point someone sent me how to prank a couple of almost fake friends, and sorry, my dog wants a blanket. And yeah, so it was interesting to kind of bring him to life and see how he interacted with people and just how kind of intimidated he is. Like, I always planned that he was kind of an intimidated character and kind of shy, but I mean, I don't know, there was something that like people were like, hey, we should. Gosh, I don't even remember. There was one character that was like heavily flirting with him, and he was, me and my friend contrived that he would be in a relationship with her, and it was funny because I had to factor in the fact that he was in a relationship, and then this really attractive other fake identity was flirting with him, and it was entertaining to like kind of figure out how he would react to that situation. So yeah, so it was entertaining. Social media, it's certainly, see, I don't know how to describe this because in our day and age, it pretty much describes ourselves. I don't want to say it defines us because it doesn't. We define ourselves and what we put on there. So I don't think social media really defines us. It more describes us. We decide what we're going to put on there. We decide what we're not going to put on there. Some people put hardly anything. Some people put their entire lives on there. So I think that's social media. I don't really think you could be entirely real. I think you can have the sense of being real, but I don't think that can be real in the physical sense. Like Harry Potter, a lot of the fans can tell you that Harry Potter feels absolutely real to them. And I don't think that's because, oh, they believe Harry Potter is actually a real person because she wrote about him. I don't know why I did that voice. Yeah, I don't think that's because of that. I think it's because they have just so much emotionally invested in it that it becomes a part of themselves, and by having that emotional investment in it, it becomes what defines them and what defines what they connect to. So I think that's what makes things real, is what you put in it based on your own experiences. I don't think it's based off of what the creator puts in based on their experiences, because that's what makes it real to them, but not to anyone else. So I think that's it. That's real. Um, what else am I supposed to say? Do, 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 do. Okay, that looks about it. So I'll just once again reiterate what it was like to be Almond. It was just, it was really entertaining. I got to meet a couple of the followers. Like, um, I know them from DeviantArt, and I don't really get to talk to them too much. I used to be able to, and there was like a handful of them, and I'm just like, oh, hi, five of you. And this is not to like brag or anything, but it's certainly grown, and I just haven't been able to speak to a lot of them. And some of them were just amazing at this. Like, as soon as I put up the notice of, hey, this character has a profile, I have a project to work on, help me, and they just went over there and they started interacting with him, and it was really fantastic just to have that. And and it was interesting. Like occasionally they would message me like, "Hey, I have a couple different profiles with fake identities. What kind of interaction do you want?" And that was one who wanted the flirting one, and I was just like, "Oh my gosh, you're actually helping me. You're actually like trying to like figure out what to do to provoke him." So like I gave them a couple of examples of what I wanted them, like the Chadley Brad James or whatever that was. That one was entertaining as heck because I honestly didn't know what to do because I know Almeth wasn't fighter and Nate, his best friend, which was another fake profile I created for him, was more of the fighter, but he wouldn't get involved in in Almeth's family issues. So I don't know. It kind of gave me more insight on the kind of life that Almeth had. So I don't know. It was interesting to explore the character, and that's what I'll say about this project.